rust project. It's a cab from an old Toyota truck. We are both guys are basically going through and finding patch panels and doing all the repairs. There's quite a few holes. So from all around the window trim, the wheel wells, the side pillars. It's actually a pretty clean truck minus all the rust holes. I hate to say that, but we got Juan. Yeah, I mean, for what it is, I mean, this is 1985, so I mean, it's what? Yeah, she's 39 years old, right? 38, something like that. And then Joey's got the plenishing hammer out here, and he's making this patch panel to go in here. It's got a compound curve, so it goes that way, and then it'll curve that way. You got to make it look factory because we're putting everything back to factory. Looks like Juan just made this little filler here. Should fit something similar to that. We'll have to get all the gaps right, and we'll metal finish that and make it fit once it's done. But yeah, she's making good headway. He's making fillers consistently through there. He's got all the fillers that like making panels every which way. So he's basically, he's got a pile of fillers that he's making, and like what Joey's making right now with the punishing hammer is he's making just this compound curve here. So basically, that's why he's using the punishing hammer, making a whole bunch of racket. So he's making that panel to have a shape. So it flows this way, flows that way. And then like he's making, there's just little random panels. Get all cleaned up.
How cool is that?
Yeah, oh yeah, it'll all get dialed in. So
We're saying
we just wing it really well.
I really do.
Yeah. So yeah, it's more every time you find a new little hole, he's making panels.
I'd love to learn.
Yeah. So what's nice is like we got a lot of little side little holes there. We got all little angles already cut up and made. And, yeah, she's making.
It's going to be the baddest truck in Lakeland when we're done.
Yeah. No, it's definitely gonna be a cool Toyota. Going all the stores.
I'm alright. How you doing, son?
Yeah,
I like to think so. That's all that matters.
Yeah.
You got to think you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
We'll know when we get stuff zapped
Yeah,
in, you know.
so like you said, stuff like this you have to go through and finesse and bend and tweak and get them all in there. Like it comes down to fit and finish. It takes time, you know, but they'll be most of the way there. Once you weld them all in, grind them, it'll look like $1 million.
So what was the? We're not going to get up there and do that.
So
thing, are we?
this is
I don't think we
no
need
that inner structure there.
Yeah.
I kind of made the corporate decision to let that one pass.
Yeah.
We are gonna grind all the rust out of it and rust treatment that. So
Do you use Osmo?
There's Osmo. Yeah, I have Osmo. Basically, cut all those. That's the only spot that we can't repair because we're gonna have to cut probably like a huge hole. And I don't want to get there.
This will all be covered up with the window.
Yeah, you won't see any of that stuff. So I don't really like letting stuff like that slide, but it is what it is. I can't.
The work isn't worth the reward, in my opinion.
Yeah, it's structure that's behind it. So it'll all be metal finish and be good to go. So, but yeah, all the windows stuff will be good. All the lower towel will be good. And you'll be in business.
I'm down there cleaning out my the old gas tank for this thing right now.
Probably smells great, right?
Yeah, I used a little pot sandblaster. We got inside of it and sandblasted as best we could.
Right.
And then we emptied all that out, and then I got that evapo rust.
Yeah, and that's like gets all the
Oh my gosh, that thing looks brand new.
Yeah, it's good stuff. So, I mean, like I said, I know it takes too long for doing panels like that, but we'll probably just go with the Osmo treatment and be good to go.
That's what I'm doing down there. You know, it says it can soak for 30 minutes to 24 hours, but I've turned that tank every which way, and it's been soaking for 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, no, it definitely be good to go.
Because I can't buy enough of that shit to fill the tank.
No, and it gets. I want to do something similar to that inside my plasma table, and just got a bunch of surface rust over everything. But I have to buy like 5 gallons after 5 gallons after 5 gallons.
$30 a gallon.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I want to finish that off.
I just might as well buy a new tank.
Correct. So you'll be all right. Yeah, you can see like he has that piece. Joey's got it in his hand. It's already kind of taking shape. So.
All right, man. I don't want to waste any more of your time.
Yeah, no, we're good. You're more welcome to stop by. They're plugging away on it right now. So.
This on me right now. All right.
Get rid of your leak. together case. Kind of add some character.
I'll leave you guys with the rat shit.
Yeah, we appreciate that.
Yeah, I just like them take pictures because when at the end of this project, I want to put a little. I want to put.
I told them to try to take as much as you can because the small stuff, it's like there's a bunch of little bitty holes.
Right.
So and then nobody really wants to take photos. Like here's a hole, here's a hole, here's a hole. So
I'm not going to put every picture on that thing, but I'd like to kind of show it from start.
Yeah, so you can see all the repairs around the collar. I mean, that's like the most important ones, like in that collar area where it's all rotted off. It looks good. So
thanks, Kyle.
All right, buddy. Be good. We'll talk to you soon.
Pretty much good to go. We had it running this morning. We just need to wait for our tuner to come back over here and kind of tweak a couple things so it can run right. We got our oil, good oil pressure, good fuel pressure, no leaks anywhere. And basically right now I'm just getting all the little fine details taken care of, making everything look pretty. Finalizing everything. I still got a couple things I gotta put together. I gotta throw the drive shaft back in this thing. Make sure all my wires and everything underneath are tucked up nice and neat. And we're just gonna check everything, make sure everything is good to go for the tuner to get here, so that way we get this thing running right. But we've done a lot of this thing. I wired up the EFI system. I plumbed all the vacuum lines for the turbos. We did some other stuff with the fuel lines, fuel system. I had to rerun the turbo lines. That's what I was doing yesterday because we had some issues with that. We got all that figured out and fixed. I gotta take that mechanical gauge off and hook up a gauge under the dash. But yeah, it's mainly right now just all the nitpick stuff that we're trying to finalize so get this thing good, ready for the tune. Probably end up taking this gauge off, get the new wires and everything hooked up. But before I do all that, I gotta take this whole fuel rail off because everything's behind the intake and it's kind of kind of a hard job to get to. It's nothing I haven't done a couple times already, so it won't be too hard, just time consuming. What I'm doing is I'm taking this feed line out, which is for the mechanical oil gauge. We only have this gauge on for starting purposes, so that way we have an accurate oil pressure reading. But now we know that everything's good, we're gonna go ahead and attach our electronic gauge that's on the dash to it. But in order to get to the port for the oil fitting, I have to take all this fuel line off because everything's behind this behemoth of an intake. Got the fitting off. Now I'm going to put the new sensor. Hopefully, I have enough room. There ain't a whole lot of it back here. Trying to get this bumper back on here. I have to grab the jack, try to line everything up. Make sure it's even side to side. That looks pretty good. No, can't go up anymore, so my gaps on the sides are still good. Yep. All right. Important thing, and make sure the license plate doesn't touch, which it doesn't, which is good. And what I really like about this bed is we've got these jumper points right here for the battery, because the battery is mounted under the bed. So Joey actually put a little box in here, so that way we have a positive terminal here, a negative terminal here, and it keeps us from having to crawl under the truck to hook up a jump box or jumper cables if the battery dies. Joey actually did all this sheet metal work and all the cage work in the middle. It's all the metal's bead rolled. It's a little dusty right now. I'm not sure if you can see the lines or not on camera, but he did a real nice job doing all this sheet metal work and all the framing for it. He got a lot of talent, that guy. All right, I gotta get me some wrenches. My shirt would get unstuck. Ben had the bumper on, David. Zip tie these guys out of the way, clamp them, something. Grab some clamps. Go ahead, David, it's up to you. I said, go ahead, it's up to you. Well, that sucks. I need to see if this turns on now. Yep. She might need a relay.
We are finally to the point where the tuner is coming. We had some difficulties. We're back in business. So we are pretty much done. We have the system. It's a 5.3. That's all been taken down to basically bare block. It's got forged pistons. Brian Tooley stage 2 cam, blower cam, or turbo cam, I'm sorry. And then of course it's got, customer came with his own employee kit. They are, I want to say, precision turbos. Everything we pretty much fabbed up ourselves. Helps with, different stuff. I know Juan worked on it. We know our guy Aiden worked on it. Joey did his part also on it. So pretty much almost everybody's done something on this truck. The truck's been completely rewired from the sheet metal bed, which we're gonna take out back. These custom panels, we had to put our own little touch to. The inside has been done basically kind of with the customer's kind of direction. He wanted a certain style gauge. He, the aftermarket AC vents that are underneath the dash, he wanted them like that for a certain look. Turned out pretty sweet. And then, he already had his own seat. We got that cleaned up. New carpet, make it look good. And then we'll take you in the bed, minus all of our stuff. So, back here in the bed, this is kind of where Joey did most of the stuff. We have all new sheet metal panels. This was all wide open when we got it, so we sealed this all off. We bead rolled all the, our own little design in it. We wrapped it around the notch of the frame where you can see it's kind of consistent of like the notch, or kind of flows around there. It looks pretty sweet. Added some round tube for, just kind of nice look. It has a fuel cell, and of course it has the Holley drop-in fuel pump that goes in the fuel cell. It's got airbags all the way around. I think 20s, 22s. I think if I'm correct, the customer actually just ordered a set of 22s for the front. So we're just about ready. Tuner should be here about an hour, so get this thing on the road.